It's Coffee O'Clock. Welcome to the last episode of the second season of Coffee O'Clock. I am Ifazawa, will be your host for tonight. So for today's episode, we will discuss about stepping out from your comfort zone. So where we have a very special guest, not a guest, but we have two special guests for tonight that we enlighten all of you about stepping out from your comfort zone. So, without any more delay, I would like to introduce to all of you Brother Muaz and Brother Akmal for our guests for tonight's episode. Welcome to Coffee O'Clock, brother.
Okay.
Right, so a little bit about our guest for tonight is Brother Muaz is the former president of Titian Asli Club, and Brother Akmal is currently the president of Silat Seni Gayong Club in
Yeah.
IUM. Is
Yes.
it true? Yes. So hi and welcome, brother, to for tonight episode. How are you?
Alhamdulillah good.
Alhamdulillah.
So you have already take your dinner before come to the studio?
I already have.
Already
Yeah,
have.
great,
Alhamdulillah.
great. Okay, so you're not diet, isn't it?
Yes. No, no.
All right. Okay, so we already know a little bit background about our guest for tonight. So we before we proceed with the discussion, and also I will gonna attack our guest for tonight with a various question. Before I proceed with the interview number one, I just wanna remind all of you to give a big thumbs up for our tonight's episode because this is the last episode for the second season, which is current season of Coffee O'Clock. So without further ado, I will not gonna talk alone in this floor because we have a very special guest to enlighten all of you about our topic for tonight. So why don't we dive into the first question, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So, the first question I will attack Brother Akmal. Okay, so Brother Akmal, do the student actually should be encouraged to join a society or a club because in order for them to learn or to foster like a new skill in the university level, and what is actually the value or maybe the skill that they have to master during the third year level in university? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the question by the host. Okay. When today's topic is very interesting because we're talking about stepping out of your comfort zone. When we talk about stepping out of your comfort zone, it really relates to you actually want to change. Really want to change to something new. That should be aligned with something that we actually as a IIUM student, as a tertiary university students, where when we all come to university, we need to actually find the opportunities because opportunities doesn't come to you. You need to come to actually find the opportunities itself. So by joining the clubs and societies, and regardless whatever club it is, you're actually gaining experience, opportunities to actually enhancing yourself, regardless your club is the high club, or just a mediocre club, or just like a very famous club. Regardless whatever type of club it is, you're actually taking the opportunities to actually change yourself, to actually evolve yourself. This is because that a lot of the skills that you can actually gain from joining a club cannot be actually gained during the classroom basis, which we cannot learn. Just like we taking courses of leadership, we cannot learn how to manage leadership. Everything in what we actually in club and societies is very practical in nature, in which it will be useful in the future itself, such as communication skills, managing, and also networking skills. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Akmal, for enlightening us by joining societies and club in the university. We can gain a lot of values and skills and so on. Maybe we'll continue with Brother Muaz. Brother Akmal already told about whenever you join a club or society, we will gain a lot of skills and new skills and so on. And maybe what say you on the participation in clubs and society helps in develop a new skill, or other than just we develop or nurturing a new skill and value from you, what do you think that any other benefit that we can gain from joining clubs and societies?
Okay. First of all, I would like to thanks to the host for the question itself. So I agree with the question that when we enter the society, we enter the club itself, we will develop our skill, we will polish our actually value in ourselves in the society, in the club. So it's very important to the student to involve with the society in the club, like Brother Akmal. Whatever is it, the background of the society or the club that you will join, just focus to develop and your values and your skill itself.
Mhm.
Then I think this is not about the value or skill, when you enter the society and club, it's just not only about that, but you will see the another type of benefit that you will gain from the society and club in how you see the world itself. When, for example, when we go to the Aborigine village, for example, we see how the really work is. We learn a theory from secondary, primary school, even in the school, even in university itself. But when we go to the Aborigine village, we need to know we know that exactly it's not just a theory, but we need to implement it in the practical way. So I think the most important thing that you try to join any program and you focus and highlight which skill and values in yourself itself, enhance it and focus to be a better version of yourself.
So what I can conclude from what you say is that instead of we focus on the background of the society or club, we focus in how to develop ourselves, how to gain more benefit from that. So other than that, it's also we just not learn the theory. We can practice whenever we join a club and society. So Brother Muaz, do you think that a student actually should first learn how to manage their time before joining a club, or during whenever they join a club, they can try and learn how to manage their time?
Okay, thank you for the question again. I think this question a little bit tricky, I think. But as for, I think this question reflect on ourselves. For example, there are two type or different type of person itself. For example, myself, I need to learn how to manage time first before I joining any society and club, because
Interesting.
actually I cannot do two work in one time. For example, so you need to you need to actually first know yourself. But it's not just excuse to stop yourself to learn a new challenge to go to join the society itself. But I think when you join the society, indirectly, the time management itself will come to you, because you
Oh,
need to focus you need focus and prioritize first whether the need to finish the assignment, we need to finish the task from the club, society, and so on. So
yeah,
I
true.
think the first thing you need to know yourself. Which one which one your the first time management, or when during the work you can learn it indirectly, or how is it? So you need to know yourself, and I think this it will come after that.
Yeah, true. And so, other than we just know the we can hear sharing from Brother Muaz, we can also know how the tips from himself, how he started to join the society or club by know himself at first. And we continue with Brother Akmal. Do you think that club and society can be a burden or maybe problem for the student, because some of the club or maybe society, they oblige the student to fulfill a lot of requirement and maybe to do much work or task to do, yeah, maybe it's kind of like beyond than the classroom. So what say you on this?
All right. Thank you for the question again,
Mm-hmm.
because I find that that question is very interesting, because
Mm.
regardless what club you are, sometimes the burden is actually relies on who is the president, who is the behind the mastermind of that club. This is
Oh.
because that all the clubs is actually almost the same. When regardless of the club,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about societies, because societies is the one to manage the students, the welfare of the student. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the club perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the burden of the club depends on the president or the head or the advisor itself, how much work that you will be putting on your committees. But
Mm.
regardless, we saying that depends on president or anything. The club sometimes can be actually a burden, cannot actually be a burden based on what is your perspective itself. This is
Ah.
because of just like Brother Moaz tell us just now, know yourself. This is because that if we don't know ourselves what is our capacity to do the work, how we actually want to do the work, how
Mm-hmm.
we actually want to assign the task, managing our task and everything. This actually very important. That's why it can be a burden if you don't know how to actually do it,
Mm-hmm.
how to actually manage your task, manage your
Mm-hmm.
time, manage your commitment and everything. It can be actually a burden to your academic, but it also can actually enhance your academic level,
Mm-hmm.
because of if you know how to manage your time, you know how to manage your assignment as well. You know how to
Yeah.
submit on time, do it as fast as not as fast as you can, doing the
Mm-hmm.
most effective assignment as fast as you can. Okay, that's all. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much, Brother Akmal. So we can know that it's actually the burden and the problem is can come from the club, or maybe the people behind the club itself. But then how we manage it, how to counter with it is very important. So we have a lot more questions to ask our guest for tonight. Before that, why don't we take a break for a while? Stay tuned only on Coffee O'Clock IIUMTV. Okay. Take a sip, take a seat. Welcome back, everyone, to Coffee O'Clock, where we have two special guests for tonight to discuss about stepping out from your comfort zone. So let's welcome back our guests for tonight, Brother Muaz and Brother Akmal. So are you guys okay?
Okay.
Okay, right. So we have already taken a break for about 2 minutes. So I think we will gonna continue the discussion. All right. So before this, we have already discussed about what we will gonna get whenever we join the societies or club, maybe the new skills or maybe the benefits from that, and also how to manage time and to manage all of the burdens, all of the tasks or works whenever we join societies and club. So we will continue with Brother Akmal. Okay, so do you agree that the student will receive a good learning experience whenever they join a society or club? Because people say that all of the experience that they gain from joining clubs and society will gonna be used in job market soon. So what say you on this?
All right. Thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this question is very important because of um we are having a dilemma when it comes to people are always saying join a club, join active in co-curriculum because it will be benefit to you in the job future. Which is I cannot deny that because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
working, but I see I'm actually as a part time of assistant coach at
Mm-hmm.
outside to teach at Silat Seni Gayong.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that some of the skill is very important, but it depends on how we actually nurturing it or how you actually developing it in your throughout your curriculum throughout you joining the societies or club because of
Mm-hmm.
if you join club society as a high committee for example,
Uh-huh.
but you never do anything, you never do
Ah.
stepping out of your comfort zone, you never do some programs that actually you challenge yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you will never gain experience enough to actually get into the job market because everyone right now actually joining the club, joining the society, everyone actually join, but thus they are joining by joining the club as a president, as a vice, as a
Mm-hmm.
treasurer, actually developing their skills in that particular. For example, being a treasurer, being treasurer, we just only know that, oh, being treasurer, we only counting the budget or make a
Mm-hmm.
financial report, for example. But does we ever think about finding sponsorship or anything? That's
Mm.
actually the skills that we needed, approaching people, networking, and so on and so forth. Okay,
Mm.
thank you.
So despite what position that you are hold whenever you join a society or club, it's very important to explore more on that particular position. So we'll continue to Brother Muaz. So maybe you would like to share your opinions on joining clubs and society will expand our social network, social connection. So therefore, to what extent actually joining a club or the social network is important?
Yes, thanks again for the question itself. I think for this question, the focus is about the social connection itself.
Mm-hmm.
As we can know that when we involve the society, we involve the club, for example, as my club itself, Aborigine, to enhance the Aborigine. A lot of NGO outside from the university itself will
Mm-hmm.
having a super senior from a different background. It's not just only from the university student itself. So
Oh.
why we need this involvement of the in this club itself help our social connection. That, for example, during my first year student, my first year at UIA,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any relative or friends to rely on what course that I will learn. So after
Ah.
I joined the program in the club itself, I meet a lot of people. I meet a new friend. I meet a senior from a same courses. So
Oh.
it means that when you involve in the club, it's not just only for the program, but also
Mm.
to help you in the academic
Mm.
things and so on. So this is so important. You can ask their opinion, ask their any question, for example, to what to improve quality of your life itself. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the is most important thing start with the first step. People we said that beginning is always the hardest, but if you not take the first step, you will never know which level or which what value in yourself.
Yeah, true. And it's very interesting whenever you said that. Sorry. Social connection is just not only involved around the program or the society. It also helps you in
Yes,
academic studies and so on.
yes,
So we continue with Brother Akuma. So we can see that currently, especially in IUM, we can see that a lot of establishment of new clubs. There's various club student can choose. So to some extent, it's contribute to the problem whenever the student they're just not only join one club at one moment. They might join a few clubs once this once that and so on. So from your opinion, maybe there's in this problem, university should take a serious action on this, or maybe like a policies that students are obliged to only just join one society or club in one particular moment. So what say you?
Okay, thank you for the question, because this issue is not only pertaining in IIUM.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually around all the campus, especially
Ah.
back in CEFAS also, when
Mm-hmm.
we last year back in CEFAS, this issue already occur when actually we want whether we want to join one club or double or triple, because this issue doesn't being clarified by the management itself.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a reason why they doesn't clarify, or they doesn't limit to the certain extent on how much club you can actually join.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they limit the how much club they someone can actually join for one semester, for
Mm-hmm.
example, it will actually limit the students. It's just like we feel like high school already. We can only join one club, and then
Yes.
we go competition from other clubs. It's like, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah, yeah.
you are from religious club, and then you
Mm-hmm.
join debate. Because of what? Because you're not Bahasa
Mm.
Melayu, but you actually can actually debate. The teachers actually apa take you from there. Okay. This When it comes to joining one more than one club, as what highlighted in the question, I actually find that joining one more than one club is actually okay, but
Mm-hmm.
you need to know your limit. That's like I said before. You need to
Mm-hmm.
know your capacity itself. If you join like six club and you being active in six club, I don't know how much you will be doing, because as a law students, I don't think that joining more than two clubs is much more is a burden already lah. Joining more than two clubs is already burden for me. Okay.
Yeah.
As for me, I'm also a members of KDBM, Club Debat Bahasa Melayu, and
Oh.
joining KDBM and Silat Seni Gayong is already burden enough for me. It's already my limit. I know my limit. I want to join other clubs as well. Maybe like Titian, Asli, or a volunteering club. I would really want to join like Citra and everything. But I know my capacity for this semester. I only can do this. Next semester we still have other time to actually join.
True.
And if we cannot join the clubs as a high committee, we can join the activities like theatre, like the practical stuff that we can do. That's joining more than one club is okay, but know your capacity itself, know your limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Brother Akmal for sharing that. This is not a problem actually to join like more than one club or society, because it's depend on you. Everything is going to depend on you. How you manage your time, how you manage your problem, your burden, and so on. It all depends on you. So maybe Brother Muaz, you would like to share more on student joining clubs and society that are under because you are from Titian Asli Club. Yes. So maybe you would like to share that. How about the student who join the societies or clubs that is registered outside of IIUM? Maybe the NGOs or national clubs. Maybe you would like to share on that. Is it similar or maybe different from societies in IIUM?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's very interesting. Before I answer the question itself, I think the most typical IIM student when joining the program itself, it will focus to the start point.
Yes,
so the certification itself about
agree with
yes
that.
in the I maklum that we get the start point, how much or how many program that we involve, right?
Yes.
So I think this is what is the big difference a program in the club, in the IIUM and the outside. But even though it's the different context of the outside and inside the campus, but I think it's different method but same result. It's also involved to enhance your skill and value in yourself.
True.
But the thing is about the certification or the start point itself. So and also the game is different. You for example, you go to outside, you focus on the society outside. You will meet a lot of people that is not just only from the university student. You will meet a lecturer, you will meet a doctor, and so on. So it will need you you're more to how to approach with them, how to connect with them. So this is a game, the different game from the society or the club in the university itself. So the first thing is that you need to know what actually you want when you enter to the the club or society itself. Is it for experience or just only is it only for the start point or for the experience itself?
Yeah, I agree with that, because most of the IIM students, they measure their the level of active in societies, or maybe the club, or maybe activities in university level by measuring their start point. The highest one is the most active one. So that's very important. But apart from that, maybe you would like to share on example of the NGOs that maybe you have ever joined before, maybe?
I think
maybe a name of an NGO that you joined before?
I think Muslim Care.
Muslim Care, wow, it's very interesting. Maybe
yes.
The audience out there would like to join Muslim Care after this, because you heard from Brother Muaz. So I think that's very important that we discuss about the NGOs and societies and so on. So we'll continue our discussion about stepping out from your comfort zone after this. So stay tuned, guys, in Coffee O'Clock by IIUM. welcome back to the last episode of Coffee O'Clock by IIUMTV. So, where we have a very special guest for tonight to explain more about stepping out from your comfort zone. So, welcome back to our guest for tonight to discuss a lot more about stepping out from your comfort zone, Brother Muaz and Brother Akmal. So, everyone still okay? All right. Okay, so we'll continue our journey to discuss a lot more about stepping out from your comfort zone. So, previously we already discussed about burden whenever you join the societies and club, and maybe how the differences between societies and club in IIUM, which is under the university level, and society or a club maybe outside of IIUM, maybe the NGO and so on. So everything is open for all of the students to join, whether you would like to join one or maybe you would like to join a more than one, but everything must depend everything is depend on you, whether you would like to whether you can manage your time, you can manage your tasks or burden well or not. So it's all up to you. Okay, so we'll continue with Brother Akmal. um, Currently we notice that a lot of the establishment of new societies or maybe club in IUM, we can say. So um, some of them might have similar goals or maybe vision to achieve, but what say you? Maybe we can, despite on just establish one by one societies or club, why not we just combine all together and this and then just achieve one vision, one goal at the same time? Maybe, what say you?
Okay, this question is, thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm.
This question is quite interesting because uh, as IIM student, we have a lot of Islamic clubs, Pembina, PKPIM, whatever, Harmony and everything. We have a lot, and Ma'aruf and everything. And as a student that doesn't come from Islamic base or doesn't actually want to know, they
Mm-hmm.
always say that this is all Islamic-based society or clubs. They will say that because I believe that back in CFS, back in CFS, and now at Gombak also, it's just the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a lot of club that have similar goals. Because I cannot just simply stated that why don't just you actually united
Mm-hmm.
become as one because of PKPM is under ABIM, Harmony is under this, Pembina is under one of the NGO because they have their own back history that I actually doesn't want to touch on. That they have their own history on that. And I wish when they have their own history, they actually should take in a different approach to make their club different, especially when it
Mm.
comes to Pembina and PKPM. They're like similar but different. That
Mm.
like come from the same people but different pathway. Maybe something like that. Because of clubs and societies at IIUM, most of the Islamic club especially are almost the same. Islamic and volunteering lah. Both of these, Islamic and volunteering is almost the same. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost the same because Pembina also want to do volunteering, PKPM also want to do volunteering, and then
Mm-hmm.
what's the goal actually for the club?
Mm.
So in the end, all the clubs and societies maybe can work together in terms of maybe one of the basic program that can actually work together, especially for Ramadan, for the upcoming Ramadan,
Mm-hmm.
for the Aidil Fitri, Raya Korban, and also
Mm-hmm.
all the Islamic thing lah. And then maybe they can actually try to make their club unique. Don't just
Mm.
copy and paste and simply copy and paste what others already did. Like maybe Pamino already do outreach and you also want to do outreach. Just do it. Make something different that shows the vision and mission of the club. Because every club had their own constitution and
Mm-hmm.
have vision and mission of the club itself. And then you must actually prove that you actually making a program based on your vision and mission of your club. That's when it comes to volunteering and also Islamic club. Martial art, we already know everything different because of our attire, our outfit. So
Yeah.
by simply saying that combining them, force them to combine is actually wrong. Maybe because they have their own history,
Yeah.
but make your club unique is much more important. Thank you.
Yeah, understood. So I understand with what you try to say that they might be have similar goals to achieve, but try to be different from other to attract more student, because yeah, I agree with what you said before. A student will gonna see this particular club as a just only Islamic, and then do outreach and then activism and so on. So that's a normal thing that student will gonna see these particular clubs, but then try their best to like to be unique and then different from the other, to like, oh, so that the student can evaluate whether which one is much more better. So brother Muaz, you maybe you would like to share more about the student actually should be given a control or maybe power in decision making, such as like freedom in organizing event, talk, or maybe program. Because certain university, we can say that in Malaysia, yeah, certain university have a certain censorship guidelines for them to follow that regarding their clubs and society. So might be they are not totally free to like organize certain program. They have to follow certain guidelines. So what say you on this?
Okay. Thank you, host, for the interesting question itself. So first, I would like to say that actually in the IIUM itself, from the, for example, the Chancellor Club, the 90 Chancellor Club itself, having have a specific guideline how exactly we need to follow the guideline to do the program itself. So I think as for the should we given more speech or more freedom to the student to do the program, I think maybe not too much or too more, but because like moderate yourself, just go moderate, because I think the implication of the freedom itself is give a lot of negative if not control from the university itself. So I think yes, you must, or the authority or the IIUM management should give more freedom, to give more power to the club and the student to make a decision, but based on the guideline from the management itself. Because as we know, the IIUM very highlighted about the SDG goal, the 11 SDG goal, right? So we need to know exactly the program, the impact of the program itself. Is it if we do not follow the guideline itself, is it will come a negative to our university? Because every program itself portray ourselves, our club as a IIUM, not just for the club. So we go to anywhere. It's not because like, oh, this is club from your club. No, but it will say that IIUM, IIUM, IIUM. So
True.
you need to know the guideline. You need to follow. Yes, we can get a freedom of decision and so on, but follow the guideline, and especially I think moderate itself.
Yeah, true, and I agree on that because it is not a fault to give a freedom for the student or the society or club to or in organize their activities, but it is very important to follow the guideline. Freedom is important, but also must there the guideline, because whenever they are uncontrolled, there will gonna be a lot of negative feedbacks, negative things will gonna occur. So other than that, maybe brother Ikman, you would like to share on the issues that um, people told the student they have to focus on both, between extracurricular like societies, clubs, and so on, and also the academic study. But um, there are some views that a student who participate actively in club or society, they neglect their study and they forgot to fulfill their what are we gonna say? They forgot to fulfill their obligation as a student. So what say you on this?
All right, thank you for the question, because this question remind me back in Surfers. Like during back in Surfers, I used to be the president of Law Student Society, Milax, and
Mm.
31 actually saying that you can do programs, but need to remember that you are a student. You are a
Mm.
student itself. So when you actually add more, not more active like I might say that too much active in the extracurricular activity, it'll be bad for you. Just like I mentioned just now, know your capacity and your limit,
Mm-hmm.
because if you actually neglecting your studies, what's the point you come to universities? You
Yes.
better you just go to the NGO and work for the NGO.
Yeah.
It's better. But we come to university to do both, because we want to challenge ourselves
Mm-hmm.
into learning and also into making a better decision when it
Mm.
comes to in terms of programs or anything in our join in the programs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to highlight, that because of, if we neglected our studies, it
Mm-hmm.
will be bad for you. We need our knowledge. For example, if you want to work in law field or other field like engineering, for example, you also need a knowledge. Despite you having a soft skill and everything, you need to have knowledge.
Yeah.
We cannot just simply just talk like think kosong, like small like empty can, because of we need to actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you want to be, especially me, want to become lawyers, we need to know what we are talking about.
Yes.
Become law. Yes, we can actually gain communication skills, debate skills, blah blah blah, in various of societies and clubs. But we actually need to actually remember that studies is important, because knowledge is power. You have knowledge, you know what to do. So my advice is for those students who actually, I always give this advice to all my friends who actually burden themselves. I always say like this: mu menyusahkan diri, pandai mukau sendiri. Because if you actually because if actually you neglecting your studies, you actually more focusing on extracurricular activities, and then you fail and then you cry, is because on your own, not because of other surrounding. It's because of your own fault itself. So remember, know your capacity, know your limit.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much to Brother Akmal. Maybe from Brother Muaz, a short advice for audience out there about joining activities and also study.
I think the advice that I would like to say, that even for myself and for the audience itself,
Mm-hmm.
go explore your time at the university.
Mm-hmm.
Go explore the world itself. Don't focus or narrow down the direction is just only to study and just to eat foods, but explore yourself, explore the value, explore anything at the university time.
Mm-hmm.
That because there's something that money cannot buy: experience, knowledge, friend, and so
True.
on. So try to go anything and try to involve with everything, inshallah.
All right. Thank you so much to Brother Muaz. Even it's a short advice, but it's sweet because it's compile everything, because just not only focus on your study and eat, but you have to explore a lot more, because we cannot buy the pastime when we spend the time for experience, for soft skill, develop a lot more skill that we have to gain in university level. So thank you so much to Brother Muaz and Brother Akmal for sparing your precious night for tonight in our last episode. So for information, this is our last episode for this season, which is the second season of Coffee O'Clock. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing a lot of insightful information to us and also to audience out there regarding on stepping out from your comfort zone. And thank you to all viewers out there and for tuning in on tonight's episode, which is the last episode of Coffee O'Clock. Before we end the show, don't forget to give tonight's episode a big thumbs up. Because we are live in YouTube channel. And last but not least, don't forget to follow IIUMTV in all our social media platform: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the latest social media that we have is TikTok. So we'll see you again, not next week, but in the next session, definitely with a new topic, new guest. And don't forget to continue to watch our other program. Take a sip, take a seat. It's Coffee O'Clock by IIUMTV. With that, I end. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone.